Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Here at Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
Let's get New York Post, CBS admits. Let's get some more sword falling on themselves. CBS admits.
CBS admits to using footage from Italy in NYC coronavirus report.
Whoa, so CBS admitted to using footage of deaths in Italy and saying it happened in New York. I'm just telling them, I'm showing you. They're lying. They lying. Watch this.
CBS News has admitted that alarming footage of an overflowing ward used during a report on a coronavirus crisis in Big Apple hospitals was actually shot in Italy.
So you're watching a video. You're seeing all these bodies laid out. They're all dead. You're like, oh, man, this happened in Mount Sinai. Meanwhile, it's in Italy. It's happening in New York. So CBS goes, oh, yeah, you made a mistake. It wasn't New York. It was in Italy. How do you make a mistake like that? It wasn't a mistake. Someone just exposed it was whistleblower. It blew it up. Go ahead.
CBS Breakfast Show. This morning used the footage of a packed ward last Wednesday just after saying the pandemic's epicenter was found right here in New York. The same footage had been aired earlier by Sky News, which correctly identified it as one of Europe's most hard-hit hospitals located in Bergamo, Lombardy.
Go down. That's the video there. So go up. You don't got to play it. That's the video right there. They had it there in Italy, and they showed the same footage saying it's in New York when it's in Italy. Go down. Watch this.
It was an editing mistake. A CBS News spokesperson told Fox News. We took immediate steps to remove it from all platforms and shows.
Because somebody exposed it. They're lying again. There was no mistake. It's to feed fear, incite fear. So whoever is sick can get worse. Revelation 12, verse 16, please. Revelation 12 and 16. So y'all go. I'm telling you, you gotta read between the lines sometime. Some things you watch and see, okay, that's true, okay, but you gotta just be like I'm saying. I'm not saying don't believe everything you see. I'm not saying don't believe the news, because some things in the news is true. But be mindful, be watchful, pay attention. Go ahead. Revelation 12 and verse 6. We read 15 earlier about this flood. Read verse 16.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 16.
This is our job.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
And the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Who's the earth opened up his mouth? Get Psalms 85:11.
Psalms chapter 85, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Truth shall spring out of the earth.
The truth shall spring out of the earth. Go ahead.
And righteousness shall look down from heaven.
That's it. So the truth shall spring out of the earth and swallow the flood. What's that going into? The teachers, the righteous teachers out there teaching and swallowing the flood that's being brought today. We're doing it now. We're swallowing that flood now. A lot of this stuff is propaganda. It is secret plots. It is commotions. It is popular persuasion. And it's our job to know how to sift through it and read between the lines and see the nonsense and look at what's really going on behind the scenes. It's not just a virus. There's a lot more going on aside from virus. There's a lot of propaganda going on, a lot of exploiting going on, a lot of business deals going on behind closed doors, people pocketing money, investing money, moving money different places and so forth, dropping it in certain accounts. There's certain things, stock going down and so forth, rich companies taking precaution. They know what's going on. The elites, the Esau and the heathens, they know what's going on. They know what was really going on. We know on a surface level. We only go on what the Bible says in terms of plagues. The Lord's behind the plague regardless. Is there a plague? Yes. And the Lord's behind it regardless. I don't give a damn if they dropped it on top of the ghetto somewhere or they flew it through what they call it, when the plane flies over. Chemtrails. They can be doing that. Lord, no. The Lord's behind them doing that too. The Lord's behind them doing everything. At the end of the day, who you have to rely upon? The Lord. Give me Isaiah 7, verse 1, please. Sitting at home, scared, huddled in the corner, it's not going to fix anything. Isaiah 7 and verse 1 and 2.
Isaiah chapter 7, verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Assyria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it.
So Ephraim and Syria decided to come and attack Judah. Oh, boy. Go ahead.
But could not prevail against
But
it.
they couldn't win. Go ahead.
And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. And his heart was moved. And
He was scared, and he was scared. The king got shook. King Ahaz got shook. Go ahead.
And the heart of his people.
And the people, because the leader was shook, the people were shook. You understand? That's my point. You as a leader cannot allow yourself to fall emotional to what you're seeing over time in the media. You got to stand strong, be watchful, and be sober. That's the point of the class. Read on.
As the trees of the wood are moved with the wind.
As the trees of the wood are moved, I mean, they scared. The leader was moved, so the people are moved. Go to chapter 8, verse 10. No, chapter 8, verse 10. The same book, Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 10. Watch, you see what the Lord tells Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 10. Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught.
This is the Lord speaking to Isaiah regarding Syria and Ephraim's confederacy. Take counsel together, overthrowing Judah. It's not going to work. Go ahead.
Speak the word, and it shall not stand.
Speak the word of overthrowing Judah. It ain't going to happen. Go ahead.
For God is with us.
Emmanuel. God is not God, for God is with us. God was a Judah. Go ahead. It was not our time to get conquered yet. Go ahead.
For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people.
And I should not walk in as the Lord told Isaiah that I should not walk in the way the people saying, what? Watch this.
Say ye not a confederacy.
The Lord said to Isaiah, don't talk about no confederacy. About Ephraim and Syria. Don't be saying that stuff for anybody else is saying. Don't be swayed by everybody else's fear. Don't you do that. Go ahead.
To all them to whom this people shall say, a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid.
Do not be afraid of what everybody else is afraid of. Don't fear ye their fear, neither be afraid. Watch this.
Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself.
You sanctify me. You fear me. You respect me. Go ahead.
And let him be your fear.
And let me be your fear. You fear me. You got Jake in the truth and in the world that fear the media more than the Bible. They are more afraid of what's going on television than what's in the Bible. Go ahead.
And let him be your dread.
And let me be your dread. God is saying, you fear me. Let me be your dread. Let me be your fear. You scared of Ephraim and Syria? You scared of that? I'm more dreadful than them. I could destroy all y'all by myself in a snap of a finger. Don't fall behind the people. Don't fall behind Ahaz. He's weak and simple. Don't fall behind him. And the same counsel goes to y'all watching online also. Give me Ezekiel's wheel. I'm going to show you what you should fear and rejoice at the same time. Give me the video, Ezekiel's wheel. This is what's going on out there in the space. NASA, this is what they're seeing. You scared of a virus. I'm rejoicing at what Esau's seeing in space. Blow that up, please.
On February the 29th, 2020, Stereo A, one of the cameras that observes the sun, caught this interesting craft in our solar system. Now, the footage was only 4 seconds long before the cameras malfunctioned, and then guess what? Started working after this thing passed. But please, take a look at this. This is pretty spectacular. Now guys, this one has to have the wow factor to it. I mean, if you just look at the very size of this thing is huge. You can see the planets lining up next to it, Venus, Earth, Mercury, and this thing is bigger than them, but it's all a perception of distance. This thing could be further away, and if it's further away, this is a really huge ship, and if it's closer, then it's small, but there's something there. It's big. Still big enough to put a few people in, but this thing here, I mean, you can tell this doesn't look like our space station, no way. It doesn't look like any satellite that I have seen up in the sky. I mean, this thing To be honest, when I first saw the footage, I thought of Ezekiel's wheel, and that's what came into my mind. And I did look at the pictures of it, and it's very similar. This circle with a cross within it. But, you know, look at this video, man, and look at the footage, and make of it what you will. But I think this one is pretty spectacular. And man,
That's what he said.
and look at
That stuff makes me happy. Y'all just wallowing in. I like these things. A giant chariot bigger than the earth coming over. That's what Esau's seeing. Y'all worry about coronavirus. Y'all have fun worry about that. Go to next one. Go to police respond. This was April 7th in Mexico. What they saw in Mexico. So the Lord's his mighty ones, they making moves. They mobilizing. They're saying they're seeing more sights of chariots now than ever before this year. Because something is happening that we don't know what's going on. The Lord musters the battle. Damn super flu. I'm good. Oh, and I work in New York, man. If you live in New York or work in New York, you got it by default, man. New York is disgusting. I'm sorry, man. I should have put that out there, man. New York is filthy as hell, man. I work in the subways. I know damn sure I probably got that. I probably got that thing times 2. But there's a God, and I fear him more than that. That stuff I watch. I'm not interested in no virus. There's a God. He's making himself manifest. And y'all worry about the viruses. Go to 1 John 4:18. Something going on in the world, man. We got to prepare for it. What it is, I don't know. But we got to be worried about the Lord. Fear what he says to do.
The book of 1 John chapter 4, verse 18.
Only virus I'm concerned about is nations. They're a virus. Destroying the earth, destroying the air, destroying the people. Esau is a constant virus. He's worse than Corona. Y'all scared of Corona. 4:18.
There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear.
There is no fear in love in keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
Because fear hath torment.
But what? But perfect what?
But perfect love casteth out fear.
Perfect love, applying of God's laws, cast out fear. Go ahead.
Because fear hath torment.
Because fear brings death. Remember, it said in Revelation 21, the fearful and unbelieving will have their way in the brimstone and fire. Get 1 John 5:3. Almost done.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous.
When it says perfect love is referring to commandment keeping, perfection of keeping the commandments in this captivity to the best of our ability. Not allowing some Negro to tell you, don't keep the laws no more. Christ did away with that. That's fearful. Don't fall for that. All right? Now, let's get 2 Ezra 15:46. I'm almost done. I can't let Moab go. I got to deal with them real quick. 2 Ezra 15:46. Because they're behind it too.
2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 46.
Uh-huh.
And thou, Asia.
And thou, Asia, going into the far east. Go ahead. Ammon, Moab, go ahead.
That are partaker of the hope of Babylon.
Because Moab models itself heavily after America, whether it be her infrastructure, her architecture, technology. She tries to surpass America. In fact, she has surpassed America in terms of technology. Everything in America is damn near made in China. Hell, America is China in a way. Resource-wise. Go ahead.
And art the glory of her person.
And art the glory of her person. Go ahead.
Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom.
Your citizens like in whoredom, like her. Go ahead.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers.
America and other allies. Go ahead.
Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Now, hold that. Get me Africans in Guangzhou, BBC.com. Moab is blaming our people living in their province for spreading the virus. Like I said before, they out there eating squirrel nuts and snake lips and monkey tongues, but somehow our people are behind the virus. You can't make this up. Is the article there? Yeah, it should be say Nigerian. The article should be up there. I know it's in there. Go back up. It's not there no more. They're kicking us out of Nigerian kicking us out of. Oh, come on! You can't be serious. They changed the article already. Type in Chinese kicking Nigerians out of the COVID virus. I don't know why they what's the change there. I guess it's an old article now. They probably revised the thing. China kicking Nigerians out of homes. Yeah, Chinese kicking Nigerians out of homes for coronavirus. Yeah, due to whatever coronavirus. Yeah. There's many articles on it. Go to BBC.com. That's it right there. So, no, hold on. Right. No, not that top one. They trying to cover it up with the top with that second one. Go down. Right there. Kicks out blacks from. Go that one. Kicks out blacks from there. Kick that one. That's good. Out of their homes and hotels. Read that real quick.
COVID-19 update. China government kicks out blacks from their homes, leaving them stranded and taking away their passports. Mm-hmm. China government allegedly kicks out Nigerians from their homes, take their passports, and leave them stranded in the streets. Claims they are the cause of the spread of the coronavirus in the country.
Not us eating butt cheeks. No, that's not the reason. You Negroes are the reason. Type in Nigerians in China. Type that in. Now, it says region. What's that say? It says population 10,000, 2014. So probably more of us by now. It says regions with significant populations of our people. Guangzhou. It says the languages spoken there: Chinese, English, Nigerian English, Igbo, and other languages in Nigeria. So our people are living in China. Okay, in Guangzhou. Why is Guangzhou so important? Get that I sent you now. This person wrote a term paper about the East African slave trade and how the Arabs brought our people over to the Far East and sold us over there. They called us Kunluns or Black Devils. Read the Kunlun in the Taiping Guang. I can't pronounce that. Go ahead. The Kunlun in the. Yeah, the Kunlun in the. Second line. The Kunlun in the Taiping.
The Kunlun and the Taiping Guangyi.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Are always male and usually appear alone. There's no mention of a community Kunlun in China. And the most well-known story, the Kunlun slave, the valiant Mo Li, surpasses his masters in intellect and physical prowess, but always acts in accordance with his master's wishes.
It talks about the Kunlun slave, and this aspect is like symbolic. It's a story. Jump down, so it's referring to the Kunlun slave as something symbolic. It says accounts from the Tang, because the Tang, Ming, and Song dynasty had us as slaves. It was a Silk Road or Chinese slave trade or the East African slave trade or Indian Ocean slave trade. That's the slave trade that took place on the other side of Africa. We're familiar with the Atlantic slave trade, but you have the other slave trade on the other side. When the Arabs brought us over to the Far East. Go down to nonfiction from the Song. Here's the Song's version of the Kunlun. Go ahead. The nonfiction from the Song, Zuyu's Peng Glang Tang King, whatever. Chinese sources.
Okay. Nonfiction from the Song, Zuyu, Peng King Kantan.
Right.
Chinese sources from the Song dynasty create a more definite link.
Definite link. Go ahead.
Definite link than Tang sources.
So Tang makes it symbolic, folklore. Song is more more clear, more definitive, less nonfiction. Go ahead.
Tang sources between the Kunlun slaves and the Arabs,
Between the Kunlun slaves and the Arabs. Go ahead.
who continue to dominate the East African slave trade.
See, and they brought us over to areas of Iran. We got the Zans people, the Afro-Iraqis, Afro-Iranians. Israel's behind that. The Turks took us over to China, to Japan, to the Philippines, the Indian Ocean slave trade, pretty much. They brought us all over those areas. Australia, Hawaii, they had us all over the place. Philippines, we're all over those areas. Go ahead.
An account of foreign trade.
India, I'm sorry, go ahead.
An account of foreign trade in Guangzhou, Zuhu use 1119.
Yeah, his story. Go ahead. Repeat some of the earlier images. Right there.
Okay, repeats some of the earlier images of the Kunlun, but like earlier nonfiction sources, lacks the supernatural element of the Tang stories.
See, so these stories, the song is more clear, lacks the supernatural element of the Tang stories regarding the Kunluns, how they look. Go ahead.
Zuyu depicts the black-skinned devil slaves, or wild people, as nothing more than beasts. Just as fictional and non-fiction sources from the Tang differ in their portrayals of people with dark skin.
Us, go ahead.
We would expect Zuyu's account to differ from images of the Kunlun in popular song fiction.
And song fiction. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, however, I have found no fictional sources from the song about the Kunlun or others with dark skin that allow a similar comparison across genres.
Go ahead, keep going. Zuyu.
Zuyu provides a lengthy description of slaves who are superhuman in strength but subhuman in intellect and habits.
See, so they called the superhuman in strength, but they say we were dumb. Go to verse chapter 18.
Many of the wealthy households in Guangzhou
Where?
raised devil slaves.
What do they do?
Raised devil slaves.
Many of the wealthy households in Guangzhou raised devil slaves. So they had our people, the Igbos, Nigerians, living in Guangzhou because they had us over there before as slaves, as cattle, less superhuman, but less intellect. Go down to let's read on. It's upsetting me. Read on. Go ahead, read on. They definitely have
strength and can carry several hundred caddies of weight. Their language and preferences are not the same as ours, but their temperament is honest and they do not attempt to run away. They are also called wild people.
They call us wild people. Go ahead.
Their coloring is black like ink. Their lips are red and their teeth white.
Like Christ, white with milk. Go ahead.
Their hair is curly and yellowish.
Tawny. Go ahead.
There are both females and males. They were born in the mountains beyond the sea. They eat uncooked food. When they are captured, they are fed cooked food, which gives them diarrhea. This is called changing their bowels. This causes some of them to become sick and die.
So they were dying from eating their garbage food. Go ahead.
Those who do not die can be domesticated.
Oh.
Those who have been domesticated for a long time can understand human language, although they cannot speak it themselves. A type of wild man who comes from a place near the sea and who can enter the water without closing his eyes. It is called a Kunlun slave.
They can swim very well. So they looked at us as supernatural people, beings, animals. But they had us in Guangzhou. So they had Nigerians living there today in an area called Guangzhou. Same exact place. Same place. Mistreating us again today. So a lot of our brothers and sisters out there in Guangzhou, Nigerians, don't know that their ancestors were put there as slaves and were raised as cattle. Let's go to 2 Ezra 15:47. We're almost done.
2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 47.
These are the worst. 15:47. Go ahead.
Woe be unto thee, thou wretch,
Referring to Moab and Ammon. Go ahead.
because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in
referring to Babylon. Go ahead.
In all her works and in inventions.
In all her works and in her inventions. As Moab follows behind America's ideals and will capitalize off it and make it better. America comes with, what is it, iPhone, Android. Then another come with iPhone. They come with this car, Toyota. They come with Dodge. They compete back and forth. Go ahead.
Therefore saith God, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence.
The pestilence, that's right now. Go ahead.
to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
And they were getting destroyed and getting death. Go ahead.
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower.
They're losing millions of dollars because of this. Go ahead.
When the heat shall arise that is sent over thee,
Go ahead.
thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive
You're
thee.
going to start losing allies. Go ahead.
Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord? If thou hast not always slain my chosen.
You what?
If thou hast not always slain my chosen.
If you had not always slain my chosen, they were killing us. Go ahead.
Exalting the stroke of thy hands.
And you were exalting. You were beating these animals, domesticating them. Go ahead.
And saying over the dead.
Saying over our dead. Go ahead.
When thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance.
Yeah. Why don't you show us how beautiful you are? Little animal, nigga, Kunlun slave, black devil. Show us how beautiful you are. Go ahead. Step up your countenance. Go ahead.
The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense.
Shall receive vengeance. Watch this.
Like as thou hast done unto my chosen.
Like if you hast done to my people. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord. Even so shall God do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief.
All right, give me Zephaniah 2, 8 and 10. 8 to 10. We're almost done. 2 more to go. Zephaniah 2, verse 8 to 10. So the Most High going to afflict Moab. You're going to get it. Moab and Am. You're going to get it. And you make mockery of us and make sure that we move into an area where you had us as slaves before? Oh, man. Y'all the worst.
Zephaniah 2, verse 8. I have heard the reproach of Moab, and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Against us, against our land. Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live.
Even to the point where they were in Africa, still disrespecting us. Disrespecting us in their land, disrespecting us in our land, in parts of Africa. Even over here in Babylon, same thing. I had a Moabite when I was younger. A Moabite used to, when I would buy food when I was younger in the world, of course, I'd buy French fries and wings. I would buy the French fries and wings. I would put the money in his hand. You know what Moab would do? Put it on the table. Don't touch my hand. They refuse to touch your hand. Some of y'all experienced that. Some of y'all have not. I'm not saying all Moab does it, but I've experienced many of them who refuse to touch my black Negro hand. Meanwhile, they got a bat's tongue, pee-pee, cat's balls all in their mouth and in their soup, but my black hand is bad. Man, I look forward to the vengeance, man. Zephaniah 2:8 again.
I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation.
Most High going to destroy that land too. Go ahead.
The residue of my people shall spoil
And
them.
the residue of my people, the remnant of us is going to, who survive, are going to rob you. Take your wealth. Go ahead.
And the remnant of my people shall possess
And
them.
we shall what?
Shall possess them.
Shall possess them. All praise to the Lord. Go ahead.
This shall they have for their pride,
In this captivity, us being in our possession, they shall have for their pride. Go ahead.
because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts.
That's all I want. Give me Isaiah 16, verse 6. So Moab going to get that business too, and Ammon. And y'all ain't eating that stuff around us either. I smash your teeth out your mouth. Isaiah 16, verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 16, verse 6. We have heard of the pride of Moab.
Give me that all the time. The pride of Moab, the arrogancy, the haughtiness, the pride, the loftiness. Go ahead.
He is very proud.
Moab is very proud, and you can't deny that. They are a very proud nation. Go ahead.
Even of his haughtiness, and his pride, and his wrath. But his lies shall not be so.
What is lies? We weren't involved in the slave trade. That's mythical, magical, Kunlun slaves, devil slaves. It didn't really happen. Meanwhile, you got Arabs documenting this stuff. You got books. In the book we have, Black Holocaust, it mentions the Chinese slave trade. It mentions the Tong, Song, and Ming, mentioned in that same book up there. So y'all just lie and lie and lie, man. Read on. This lie should not be so. Go ahead.
Therefore shall Moab howl for Moab. Everyone shall howl for the foundations of Keharazeth shall ye mourn. Surely they are stricken.
The Lord Most High is going to strike the heads of all the nations. All right? So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. That's all I want. Do I want something else? No, I'm wrapping up with that. Hope you guys have an understanding. Make sure you have the Lord as your fear. Don't allow the media to trip you up and have you all confused. Keep your mind in the scriptures. Keep your fear here. Your fear belongs in this, not in the television. It belongs in this, all right? Perfect love casts out fear. Remember that. Be watchful, be vigilant, and be sober, all right? With that, happy Sabbath. Shalom. Anything, any announcements?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.